if you are a diehard fan of Mario Kart, could be worth the $80 MSRP price point. Which, by the way, there was a lot of confusion today, so I want to clarify with everyone because I did multiple like backup research on this after I made my video. Because I made my video, I was like, yeah, I did the research on it. It was $80. The digitals are going to be $70, and depending on where you live, tax. So for me, it's going to be close to like $88, $89 for a $79.99 game. But after I posted my video, I see all these thumbnails. Everyone's like $90 game, $90 game. And I'm like, where is everyone getting this $90 game thing from? And it turns out there were a couple different articles. One, good friend of the channel, Paul Tassi, who has me blocked on X, so I couldn't message him and tell him that he got it wrong. I don't know why. I don't know why he hates me so much. But Paul Tassi on Forbes called it $90 games. And then Insider Gaming also had it as $90 games. And Insider Gaming was, I believe it was Tom Henderson that was the one that wrote that, because after I saw that, I actually reached out to him on X in DMs, and I was like, hey man, because this is actually, Tom Henderson is actually a very level-headed person. He's not like, oh, wokey YouTuber guy, block him. like he'll actually just have a conversation and talk about games. I'm like, that's refreshing. I didn't think that would be such a ask in 2025, but yes, Tom Henderson seems like a very kind person that cares about the games, and I was able to have a conversation with him and say, hey, your article says 90. I'm only finding 80. I see Wario64 posting the Walmart listing and the Best Buy listing saying 80. So I don't know if you want to correct your article or where you're getting that number from. And basically he said back, he's like, oh, the article goes into detail about how it's actually from a Spanish website, and it's like a $90 euro or 90 something from somewhere. And he's like, that's what the article is. And I'm like, okay, gotcha. But then I'm like, well, the title's still super misleading because it says $90. Like it's got the dollar sign and 90. And I'm like, that's going to be pretty misleading to people. So I was just trying to like clarify it with people because I feel like that was like a big misnomer that was going around, like a rumor, like, oh, $90 games. That's crazy. It's like, no, they're $80 games, $80 physical games, $70 digital games. And it's been verified from Nintendo's own website, Walmart listing, and Best Buy physical listing. So it is $80 games, not $90 games. I've checked this, checked it twice, I've checked it 3 times. Anyone saying 90, as far as I understand, is incorrect, and nobody has proven me wrong on that. So I'm going with my research of saying it's $80, not $90. That being said, $80 is still disgustingly ridiculous. Like, no. No, I'm not Nintendo. I'm not the Nintendo defender, JT. Let me get to my next point. I still think $80 is absurd. I absolutely think it's absurd. A basic game cart where the game doesn't even come on the cartridge for some of these games that makes you basically have a key to download the game with a physical cartridge. It's Nintendo's way of saving money on cartridge space and not making a expensive big cart loaded with information. But all they're doing is screwing over the customer. You're not getting a product. You're getting the idea of a product that allows you to get the digital download with that idea of a product. It's very deceptive. I'm not a big fan of it at all. What is with the chat? People call me Nintendo Defender, Nintendo Shill. I'm literally ripping Nintendo right now. Damn. What do you want me to say? But it was very jarring when I first saw that, and it made a lot of sense that Nintendo did not announce the price for the games in the Direct. It's almost like they're telling on themselves. Like they know that they're in the wrong, that they know that it's a very bad look. Now, I've heard rumors that people are saying, oh, it's not because Nintendo's greedy. The actual Nintendo defenders out there, not me, the actual defenders out there are saying, oh, it's tariffs, it's the actual import taxes and import tariffs and all this other stuff, which maybe, but are you trying to tell me that the tariffs and taxes on these games are somehow 25% higher than the current games that you are already selling for the Switch right now? I cast doubt on that. And then you get into the other topic, which this kind of rolls into. I guess I'll just go into this one because it kind of rolls into what I was going to talk about. Nintendo will sell a cheaper $330 Switch 2 in Japan that's region locked. A more expensive multilingual Switch 2 will also be available. Which, I mean, I got to be honest, guys, for all the DEI folks out there, how is this not racism? Shouldn't the DEI folks out there be attacking Nintendo, giving Japanese-only people the access to a system at a far lower price point? Isn't that racist against everyone except Japanese? More like nationalism? Whatever. I'm just going by whatever they do. They always call everything racist, so I'm just going with their rules. I find it curious how, oh no, this is okay though. It's okay when you region lock it to your own country and make it cheaper for them, but everyone else has to pay a higher price for it. Okay. Fair enough. It says Nintendo Switch 2 will only be available region locked from Japanese stores. It's revealed. Likely in an effort to combat foreigner resellers looking to take advantage of the weak yen, Nintendo announced on Wednesday that a Switch 2 Japanese domestic-only version will be the only Switch 2 console available to purchase from general retailers. Think about that for a second, too. The weak yen, it's almost like Nintendo is trying to limit the sales of Nintendo in their own country to their own country so that they can maximize the incoming money from the dollar that is worth far more, that's doing way better, and the euro, that even the euro is doing far better right now. So they are playing not just the corporate country game, but they're playing the currency game right now, and they want the green dollar and they're going out of their way to get it, which is wild. The domestic only console will retail for a cheaper price, 50,000 yen or $334. You can get a Switch 2 if you're Japanese and you're going to Japan and you speak Japanese and want it to only be in Japan, or only in Japanese. It will only have Japanese as the console's language setting, and the Nintendo account that can be linked will be one created with the country region setting only to Japan. A more expensive Switch 2 model with multilingual support, priced at almost 70,000 yen, still cheaper, by the way, 467. Well, actually, no, that's $17 more than the base model. Never mind. Will be available to purchase only from the Japanese My Nintendo store. Reselling has become a major issue in Japan, with Nintendo president Shintaro Furukawa stating recently that the company would take steps to combat it with its next console. Dr. Serkin Todo, CEO of Tokyo-based game industry consulting Content Games, told VGC that most Japanese customers would likely not be bothered by the region-locked Switch. Nintendo is extremely important market for Nintendo. Nintendo is an extremely important market for Nintendo. I would hope so. I think they meant Japan. Today, more so than ever in history, the current Switch is only 33,000 yen in Japan, the equivalent of $220. Everything is cheaper in Japan. Damn. That's wild. That means Nintendo will again subsidize Japanese users with the domestic version of the Switch 2 in order to make sure they continue to dominate the market over there. So they're jacking the price up around the world and using that additional income to lower the price for inside the walls of Japan. The vast majority of Japanese users do not care about multilingual hardware, so the price for international version is inconsequential. Now, I first saw this from this post here from Nintendo, which is what made me investigate it even more. Said Nintendo Switch 2 is region locked to Japanese accounts in Japan because 50,000 yen is only 334 bucks. So while everyone's throwing a complete hissy fit conniption over here, and rightfully so, I might add, for $80 physical games, Japan's keeping the status quo, and Nintendo is allowing Japan to sell in Japan for basically what it should be going for. It's weird how these journal outlets aren't taking an angle against Japan for nationalism or racism. It's very curious. It's very curious. So that was basically the thing I had for that first thing. I guess this is what we'll do. We'll go through the direct, and when I see the things that I wanted to focus on, I'll step out and do a sidebar with those things. Because yeah, I can't get over the pricing of this is nuts. It's nuts.